Hi, my name is Shereif Kholeif and I am running for GUSA President this year.
Brilliant. So you haven't been on GUSA Council this year. Are you concerned that the time you spent away will create any added difficulty as you try and enter the role of President?
Not necessarily, no, because I'm running for President off 2 years of experience on GUSA. So, I've had that Vice President experience, I've learned a lot during that year. And additionally, I don't think there's really ever been a GUSA President who's been a club captain and a treasurer before, so I've had that additional experience to help me understand what clubs need. So whilst I might have been off for a year, I've certainly kept myself busy. I've been the welfare convener, I've been organising stuff for tennis tours, so I have still been really involved. And I had a conversation with the president just to make sure if there was anything new that I didn't know about, and he said, it's pretty much all the same, but told me about the new things that are coming into place. So.
Brilliant. So in your manifesto you talk about safeguarding female team members. How do you intend to do that? It's something that's very easy to say I want to do, but it's quite difficult to execute.
Yeah, no, I think it's a really important point to bring up. There's loads of different ways, and I can't say that I'd have all the answers myself, but I know, for example, by talking to the committee at SWAG, I have a friend there and they have ideas that they'd like to bring forward. On top of that, there's also one of my colleagues at UG Sport runs, for example, a self-defense workshop with females in the volleyball club. So it's kind of looking to use all of our resources effectively and to try to kind of increase the awareness and communication between all unions and work together to kind of make that do better. Yeah.
In your manifesto, you discuss wanting to increase accessibility for international students and recreational sports members. But the changes that really need to be made to improve those are quite large.
Yeah.
Do you think you'll be able to implement changes that big?
Well, I would like to start the process, so I know they are quite large, but for example, a few years ago we had a rec convener in GUSA. For one reason or another that person was removed, but if I was to set up the right kind of processes, then if I don't manage it in my year, then the next person, if there is a rec convener or whatever, would hopefully build that up in the years to come.
And then the question that all GUSA presidents get asked, why can't we pay monthly? It seems like that would be the most effective way that you can improve accessibility to sports on campus, because so many students can't afford a lump sum.
Yeah. No, I do get that, and I've spoken to the director of sport about that, and I think it's just to do with it is run as a business, and they have to be careful because students might opt out. But I think I've started the conversation into looking at different ways that can be approached. For example, if there was one installment in September that was half the price, and one maybe just even a month later, because that gives them the confidence to know that the money will still come in because it's only a month. But in September, when you have to pay out your rent, your gym fees, your club fees, that's a lot of money all at once. So it's almost just to break it up into maybe 2 payments, if that would be an option. But yeah, hopefully.
And will you be making any attempts to lower or freeze the cost of GUSA membership?
To lower fees?
To lower or freeze them, so they're not going to be increasing in the next couple of years?
Yes, I also had this conversation. I think I don't think the price will necessarily increase. At least this is it's hard to know because we don't organise it. But I would certainly hope to freeze it. I know that GUSA is currently the second lowest gym membership in Scotland. That doesn't necessarily mean that we are accessible in terms of price. It just means that for obviously higher ups in the uni, they might not see it as a priority to decrease the price. But I would certainly look to try to freeze it. And
it is something that's been discussed on platforms like Glasgow and online a lot, is the issue that you can't join a sports team if you don't have a membership. And obviously that membership fee does go towards helping the sports teams run, but is there anything you would try and implement to make it a bit easier for people who just wanted to play casually? Yeah,
so this conversation's been had by a lot of presidents, and I think the reason why people don't really know about it is because people haven't been transparent about it. So there are different models that different unis use, and I don't know if most people know, but as the president you would sit on little committees with other unis. It's almost like I want to basically talk to them and figure out what they're doing, how they're making it work, and if there is a way that they do it that's effective and it benefits all of our members overall, then I would definitely want to do that. But I certainly, I want to explore it. It's not something I just want to push to the side, because it is definitely something that everyone has mentioned to me throughout my campaigning over the last 2 years. So, yeah.